Hello,
Hello?
we're live.
Hello.
Much
Welcome,
earlier,
welcome.
much earlier than usually.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty tired. Make sure I'm all set up here. See if anybody remembers you saying we were going to come on at 12 yesterday.
Well, here we are at 12 o'clock our time. Hello?
Why is your volume on?
It's not. It's literally muted.
Oh, it's my phone.
What? Hi, Ben. You remembered. Yay.
We could watch us. We could. Yep.
What are you doing? Are you struggle messing over
Bad. Trying to figure out how to use the internet.
there?
It's as usual. What's up, Ben? As usual, we'll What?
Oh, you can't
What?
even see it
What?
in the thing. You
What?
can see the moon clipping, but you can't
Yeah.
even see it in the shot. So,
I think it's the camera because it wants a light area.
well, it's clipping and it's bothering me.
I think we should turn the lights on.
What?
I'm telling you, we should just test it.
I turned it off.
Ben, what do you think? Should we turn the lights on or keep it dark?
It's weird with the lights on.
It's only weird to you.
It's weird.
We've recorded with the lights on before.
And it looked weird.
That's because we didn't have these lights on too.
Mm,
So
yeah,
we
I
were
don't know
getting
about that.
we were getting a harsh light from above.
I don't know about that.
I do.
But then you don't get the glowing ambiance behind us.
Where's it glowing?
It glows off of this thing. You can
I
see
mean,
all the
you could just look at
candles.
the screens. Where's it glowing?
I'm sorry. What? Darkness, he says. Yes.
You're a traitor, Ben. You're a traitor.
Yes. We got to get a camera that does better in dark
We're
lighting.
we're we're pretty close. We're almost there.
Yeah, I know. Saving up.
Let me look at the Patreon real quick. That's we've been
Thanks,
saving
Ben.
we've been saving the Patreon money for quite a while
Yeah.
to try to get a camera.
Yes. So thank you to all our Patreonies.
That's right. People that are making it happen. So I
That's
mean,
right.
we've got
Almost there. We're close.
about a month or two.
Yeah.
We can get a new camera. So that'll come in pretty clutch, honestly.
Hmm. Yeah, we've been shopping, seeing what would work best for our studio.
That's right. I just finished my morning coffee. So I'm a little
I don't know. He mainly shops for it. So I don't know
the
the answer to
camera
that question.
I'm looking at, I can get one used. I think it was like around 320-ish. I believe it was something like that.
Was it? I thought it was closer to 4.
It might have been. It's been a while since I looked.
Yeah.
It's I'm looking at the older model Panasonic Lumix because it's a
Lumix.
more affordable version to do all this with, but it's got pretty good ratings, so that's what we're gonna end up probably buying in the future. If it's closer to 4, we're gonna have to wait about another 6 months, which is fine. I mean, we're making do. We're making do, so it's no big deal. I
Whatever
mean,
works.
we can be on here. Uh, I don't know if it like I don't. This is what I don't like about YouTube, right? When we record, like, and I'm watching it here, and I'm watching it here. We have two different computers going. It looks fine.
Hmm.
It actually looks pretty nice. But then once it uploads to YouTube, it looks bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never actually gone back and looked. But then, like, on our main thing on our OBS, where we have it, where we have like the screen that we're watching in the middle, because it's a whole program that does it, it looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks good.
And then you look at the live and it's kind of a little washed out.
Well, that's your computer.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
because my
just
old ass computer.
yeah, that's just the computer.
Okay. That's fair. It's old.
Because for modern computers, this one's washed out.
Oh,
Believe it or not. Yeah.
stupid technology. I hate it.
I didn't get this for its color. I got it because it
But it
was
looks great to me.
performance based. It performs well.
Yeah. Okay, see, I'm looking at your phone, and your phone looks way better than my camera or my computer.
Hmm.
Okay, that's fair.
But see, even the phone colors look better than my screen.
That's true.
This isn't, I mean, it's a 4K screen. It's just the color saturation on this computer is not the best,
Mm,
but it's a good performance
better
computer.
than mine.
But I can mirror it to the TV, so it doesn't matter. So like when I play games,
Yeah,
to me it doesn't bother me. So I can play the games; it's fine.
yeah,
But
it's our gaming computer.
if it bothered me, I could just cast it to TV. Yeah, I got a gaming computer because I needed something powerful to do videos and lives and stuff.
Do all the editing and all that good shit.
Yeah, and it works great. I love this computer. But about another 2 months, it's going to be out of date. I,
See, we just
tech,
got it. It's crazy.
technology's crazy like that. I
I
mean, we
know.
actually have had this thing for a little while now.
Yeah,
It's
this is true.
been, when did we buy it? Beginning of the year?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so it's not that old. Well,
Old to us.
but it wasn't. No, because it wasn't a brand new model computer when we got it.
Exactly. That's
To
what I'm saying.
we don't have $1,500 to $3,000 to spend on a
That's
brand
wild.
new
That was
machine.
wild to me. That was so crazy.
I mean, it if we made a lot of money doing this, then it would be fine.
Hmm.
You could get a $3,000 computer and
File your equipment and things
yeah,
like that from it, but we don't.
this is fine for our little small channel.
This is
That's
perfect.
right. We're doing this on a webcam.
That we are.
It says it's 4K, but I don't believe them.
Mm. I don't know. It probably just struggles with the lighting that we
It
use.
is.
That Ben agrees we should use. Listen, we did that one episode of the For the Booze reviews,
Mhm.
and it looked so weird to me.
That's because we've been recording in the dark for a long time.
Yeah, and having the lights on is weird. It's not
Uh,
our ambiance, baby.
See, I don't like change in everyday life,
No, you do not.
but here I don't mind it
I don't like change.
because I want to get the best result here.
I know.
I mean, we could even like, where's the light? It's right there. It's right above us, which is not a good spot.
No.
But
I mean, we could honestly unscrew that light bulb
or we could just get some kind of diffuser and put it over it,
or just not have the one right above us.
or put a diffuser.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it would help because the thing that made it look weird is it was kind of like it was kind of like a harsh light.
It was very harsh. It's very bright bulbs down here, and they're
Okay.
like
Yeah, message me after the show.
straight up, just like recessed bright lights.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't. We turned it into our studio, but I mean, we are just in a basement.
Literally just a basement.
Yeah, we're in a basement. I mean, we did a pretty good job though. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we've got sound deadening stuff everywhere. This wall back here is double layered and packing blankets
Hmm.
for
With
sound
fabric
deadening.
laced over
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah.
mean, it sounds good in here. But we've done a lot. When we move, I dread taking all this down.
I know.
There's so much stuff, and there's going to be so many little holes to fill.
I don't know. I like where we live. I don't see us leaving
No, I'm not saying
anytime
no. I'm
soon.
talking about in the future.
Yeah. We are. We will have our own house one
Maybe I'll
day.
be dead by then, and you'll have to do it.
I'll just live here forever. It's fine. I will not leave.
I would never leave here if it wasn't for our neighbors.
Yeah, our neighbors suck. And
If
they own their
no, they
townhouse.
don't. I told you that. I found out they don't. They rent.
What?
Yeah, they rent.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, I told you like a year ago, but you can't remember things I told you yesterday. So,
This is true.
no, they rent. They're remember because when I didn't know who to contact about their stuff, I had to contact the rental company.
Was it a rental company or was it like a property management?
Well, it's property management, but so is ours.
Right, I understand
We
that, but this
also
is a full HOA, so there would be one involved anyway.
Yes, but it's still a rental, just like how we rent from a property management group. So do they.
Mm,
So the property management groups come in here and they buy like block sections of
mm,
this place, and that's just how they do it.
yeah,
And that's how there's an HOA that I don't understand because they don't enforce anything.
I know. They send out letters like once a year. It's like, hey, like the stuff they've gotten complaints about throughout the
Mm.
year.
Yeah, well,
So last year it was like, hey, don't tie your dogs up to stationary items.
yeah, that's because of that one lady though.
That lady is crazy.
But like, normally when people think of an HOA, it
Super
sucks. It's
strict.
awful.
Yeah.
And it's a constant shit all the time.
Yeah, it's
But here
wild.
here we have an HOA and it's like they never step in.
They keep the place looking beautiful.
Yeah, it's
All the
really
lawn
it's
maintenance
nicely
and everything,
manicured,
it is very
except for when
beautiful.
I had to go out and trim my own stuff.
Yeah, because they skipped ours every time.
It's I think it's the plant.
Honestly, I would rather you do it because I know you're a great landscaper and I don't trust them to do it because it's my favorite tree. Our
It would be
beautiful red tree outside.
it would be hard to kill that tree.
It would.
It's a pretty hardy tree.
I know, but they remember when they did it like the first year we were here and they completely butchered it?
Yeah, but it
I was like, wow.
came back just fine.
I know. We have two beautiful trees out front and I love them very
The
much.
one I swore, man, I thought it was like a grape tree or like
It does look like a very over it like comes off the top and it's just these big, huge green leaf vine things that
well,
hang all the way down to the ground.
when I was growing up, and I'd go to my aunt's house.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember her backyard much,
Yes,
but
I do.
there's like a hill that goes down.
Yep. The big slanted hill in the
Yeah,
back.
when I was a
Yeah.
kid, there was a family that owned that house, and we everybody knew each other in the
The one that
neighborhood.
was like down the hill.
Just
Okay.
it's
Yeah, yeah.
basically skip the little apartment house, and then it's the next house.
Okay.
And in the backyard for a long time, they had these big like trellis canopy things,
Ooh.
and they had grapevines that grew all over it. And we used to be able to go down there and eat the grapes. Um,
It's not the devil's tree.
no, no,
I it's
I'll take
a
Megan.
bird giving life tree. The birds love to hide out in our tree out front.
Yes,
The
yes,
big
I do.
viney covered because it's like just like a canopy
But
inside.
anyways, my story.
Sorry.
We used to be able to go
My
down there
answering.
and eat grapes off of it. But the reason I thought it was a grape tree or vines or something is because it looks that's what grapevines look like. Those
Yeah,
leaves on
for
there.
sure. Yeah, they definitely
It
do.
looks like grapes.
Hmm. It
So
doesn't grow grapes, unfortunately.
no, we waited. Nothing
Mm,
happened.
yeah,
I don't but see, like I know landscaping, but I know Florida landscaping.
right. It's totally different
This is a
here.
different zone. This is different, environment, climate.
Plants and yeah,
So I mean, some plants are the same. Like I was really surprised to see like the snake grass and stuff growing out
yeah,
there. What do they call that? Aztec grass, I believe. And I was, I mean, because it's so dry here, and I always thought that Aztec grass was like a tropical climate thing. Maybe
hmm.
it's not. Maybe it just needs the heat.
But it's crazy because I've seen crotons here. Like they use crotons, which
Where?
thrive in like landscaping for like businesses and stuff.
I haven't seen any crotons.
I have, and then they sell them at Walmart. Remember?
Yeah, I did see them at Walmart, but
That's
that's
crazy.
because you can take them home and then you can control that. But crotons are not going to survive in the winter.
No,
Like,
most everything doesn't survive here in the winter.
well, no, but a lot of it dies and comes back. But there's
It would
certain
that be a comeback plant though?
no,
Okay.
not well. I mean, yes and no, because like when I worked at the golf course, it would it got cold in Ocala, but I mean, it doesn't snow.
Hmm.
I think the snow and the lack of humidity is a big factor.
Yeah, and it's just constant cold for
Hmm.
like 6 months, which I love.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
so hot right now. I'm so miserable.
That's nice.
It's like 80 something and I'm dying.
It's 90 something.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh my God, we're getting
supposed
so close. Last year it was like what, 116 was the highest day.
it was
Friggin'
once, yeah,
wild.
but there was like a 3 day stretch where it was 113.
Oh, so crazy. But
Okay,
there is no humidity.
it's
So
83
that's good.
now. It's supposed to be 90 today for the hot, 92 today.
Okay.
And then the highest it's supposed to hit this week is 97, which I know, Ben, you live in Florida. We get it. We
Ugh.
live there too. It's not that bad. And it's a lot drier here.
It's so dry. But
That's why
I
I'm
don't
always
feel like I'm breathing water when I'm outside, so that's
that's
lovely
why I'm always messing with my nose. My nose is so dry
all the time.
and it's been bleeding for 2 years. It
Yes.
never stops. But
Yep.
it's the lack of humidity because, we didn't go get big humidifiers to put around our house like we should.
We have one in everybody's room except for Jax's room, but he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Um, but
Still tired.
yeah, I don't know. We should probably get a whole home humidifier. We looked into one. I think it was like Black Friday, but I
Was it
missed
what do they
the
call them?
sale. Swamp coolers?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
thing. So
At first I was like, "What?" And it reminded me very much of like Florida. Something named in Florida, but for what it does, it makes sense.
yeah, because you have to add the humidity.
There
But
was like a 5 gallon one. It was crazy.
I'm guessing nobody else is popping in right now,
I guess not.
so
So let's do it.
we're gonna go ahead
The three of us.
and I think we're gonna
I'm excited for this video.
get my mouse to work. I have no idea what this is. It's Hauntings of Ohio. I've never heard of it. Relatively small channel.
Hmm.
It's some place called the State House, and a family has been being haunted there for the last 30 years. The family is the Carboni family. I'm guessing that's how you say it. So I have absolutely no idea what we're about to watch.
I'm excited though. It's
Hopefully, it's
literally
good.
like a 30-year haunting of this specific family or
Reminds
the
me of
house. I
stories
don't remember.
we've talked about in the past, but
Yeah.
I'll be the judge of what I think of how legit it is because people do make up stories.
It reminds me of what's the family that was oh God. I think it was in England long time ago.
Oh,
It's one of the pure like first
that was the
original.
Black Monk of Pontefract.
What was the family's name?
I don't remember their name, but that's
That's what this reminds me of.
that's the story. It's called the Black Monk of Pontefract.
Okay.
I can't remember their last name, but that was one where the girl got like dragged up the stairs
And they like
and
levitated in the bed
yeah,
and
stuff
yeah.
like that. Are you talking about the
Yes, I'm talking about that one, not the Black Monk
yeah, you're
one.
the Enfield haunting.
Yes. Thank
That's
you.
not like the original haunting
But
either.
that's kind of what this eludes
I'm
me
pretty sure the
to
Enfield
think of.
haunting happened after the Conjuring story.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Hmm. Okay.
I mean, there's no way to tell who was the first family haunted.
It was like the first, like one of the really big first, like
Because
family
actually,
haunting.
if you want to go by that logic, the Bell Witch story happened way before all those,
Mm,
because that
hmm.
was supposedly back in like the 1600s.
Yeah.
So
Like the
that,
Bell Witch Cave, you mean?
yeah, but the Bell
Hmm.
Witch story started around the family.
Yeah.
You know, who the witch was coming and like appearing in
In
night.
their
And
house.
yeah,
And yeah, it
that's an
was a
early
good
episode.
story.
That's an early episode.
It was a really good story.
Geez, we did that one like 2.5 years ago.
I know. That was a good
That's
one.
that's an old one.
Yeah.
But let's get into this. The Hauntings of Ohio. I've never heard of them, but go check them out. Leave them a like and subscribe to them and all that.
Yeah.
And let's do this.
All right, let's go.
In Fort Wayne, Indiana, a city known for
It says
wars against
Ohio,
United States troops and Native American tribes, holds
making
a
me
different
sound like
kind
a
of
freaking
haunting as
idiot.
well. A house that, for as long as the residents can remember, offered multiple cases of unexplained paranormal activity. Why this house holds so many unexplained occurrences still remains unknown.
When you walk in the house,
Looks like
very
the
first
Sally
time,
House.
you're like,
Mm.
okay, I don't get it. This is just
I'm gonna right off the beginning here. I'm gonna say the font. Everything about this to me already seems like a paranormal channel making stuff up.
Okay.
And we haven't even gotten into it yet. It's just like the font, the music. Uh, I hate to say it, but the way the dude's dressed. To me, this screams modern day, like these dudes would be hanging out with TP.
Oh God.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh
We'll see.
God.
We'll see.
just a normal house. But by the time you leave, you're scratching your head like, I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe I just witnessed that. I can't believe all this happened in this house.
But as owners lived and passed, their spirits add on to the new spiritual family that reside here. Nick and Bree currently own the home and introduced it to the paranormal world to experience the energy inside. Growing up, Nick became greatly appreciative and attached to this home, simply because it was different from the constant jumping around from rental property to rental property.
My family and I grew up here. It's been a loving home for 30 plus years for us. We've always had activity here, odd things, always. Certain places of the house, you ran in, you ran out.
Though Nick loved the home, he and his family still knew the odd occurrences that happened inside.
We've always dealt with the paranormal, so it was no big deal to us. We didn't think our house was like haunted. We knew things were here. We thought maybe the one lady upstairs was the previous owner that passed away.
Bree, a psychic medium who started a relationship with Nick, sensed something off about the home upon entering.
Well, the first time I came here, I was getting ready to do a 3-week trip out on the East Coast for what I do. And Nick brought me here to meet his mom. I come in and I could feel the energies that were moving in the home. I could feel that it was a loving home, but I could
It was the Taco Bell she had the night before.
Hmm. Why she gonna
definitely
steal
feel
my
that there
hairstyle,
was
bro?
a couple of people that weren't, in flesh
looks
form
better
like
on you.
we are.
Though the presence was unnatural to the physical world, she could tell that it wasn't harmful by any means. In fact, the first spiritual presence that she sensed was that of Nick's stepfather, Don, who passed away and seemed to have come back to live in the home.
They started talking about his stepdad, made a couple of references, and I'm seeing this man standing in front of me, and he's talking to me, and he's telling me he likes me, even pats me on the top of my head. Like, I'm like, who is this man? But I
This is
just
funny.
met his mom. And I'm like, I don't want to be like, so who's the man standing in front of me? Like, I didn't want to make it weird, and I didn't know how they would receive that. But the more that I got to know his family, and, the more I started coming back, it's like more the spirits that would be, like whether they're coming in off the street or whether you want to call me a beacon of light, because they know that they can talk to me.
Though family members and previous owners still reside here, there's a deeper level of traveling spirits and residual spirits.
When we moved Mom out, though, it was like,
I'm really tired of hearing people talk about how they're psychic
I
and
knew you were gonna say that.
nobody showing us that they're psychic.
Yeah.
When are we gonna get some actual like somebody who's psychic, but then like does some psychic shit? What
Meaning.
is it? I don't know. Something. You're the psychic, not me. Like, prove it. I could just say I'm a psychic, and
There's a man standing in front of
I
me,
feel the
right?
presence of 35 boiler ghosts down here.
You just referenced
I did.
the show?
I did. But you know what I'm saying? Like you could
My
you
God.
can make up anything you want. You could say anything. I could tell you I'm a superhero with superpowers. But like if you're not if
I
when
get
when
it.
did any of them do anything
Yeah.
ever?
I don't know.
That's what bothers me. It's not that people like maybe there are psychics out there. I don't know. But I've yet to see anybody do anything to prove it. I've never.
I think there are definitely,
Oh God, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna
jeez.
stop hitting this thing one day.
I think there are definitely people who are on a grander scale of sensitivity to paranormal, and then people who
Yeah, but then
are on like a
once
lower
that
end.
time of the month passes, they're not so sensitive, so it's fine.
My God.
you
And
could
if nobody's ever
feel
seen the show
energy
Ghosts,
shift,
watch it.
It's
not in a
amazing.
It's
bad
so
way,
good.
but
We've
it
talked
was
about it on
like
here before.
So
Mom
good.
was out, and it's almost like more people were coming in to the home. Like what was already here was making itself more known. The first time we investigated as a family, like seeing the busyness, and I could tell some of it's residual. Like you could tell that it wasn't anybody from the family. Like it was like that energy pattern, that energy loop that they're leaving. And then some of it was quite intelligent, responding, having a conversation with me. It was quite fascinating.
It's possible that with the wars and the history of Fort Wayne, combined with a house that is described as loving by so many people,
though.
this clash of emotions can create an off-balance
Fort
environment,
Wayne,
possibly
Indiana.
being part of the reason on why there's said to be a vortex in
Probably.
the bedroom in the basement.
I did right
Now,
before we came
what
down
I
here,
have
so
seen in other
might be get a
mediums
few
that
extra
have come
minutes
in
out of me.
have
She's
actually
good
seen
for about
themselves,
15
and
minutes.
it's so cool. Actually,
Both of you.
It's true.
I'm curious. Yeah, will you stand right here for me? Wait. Yep, right there. And I'm just curious, do you feel anything yourself?
My legs
No.
feel heavy. Weird. Like gravity's almost like only on the lower half though.
Yeah.
That's weird.
You see how
So-
he's looking at her when he says it? It's almost like he's fishing for what she's gonna agree to.
Like, what should I be saying right
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Where is this gonna go?
Yeah,
How are you gonna feed off of this?
he's looking at her the way that like those television psychics look at people when they're trying to tell you about your loved one, and they're just like throwing shit out there to see like what you
What
will grab
sticks with
onto.
you? Yeah.
And he's got that same like look on his face, like, yeah, I feel different. The room feels heavier, like gravity's pulling me down. Yeah. Like that's the kind of like he's not like, yeah, I feel fucking weird. Sorry, I don't know why I just threw that out there.
Watch your mouth.
But you know what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah.
almost has that look like he's trying to feel her out of what he should be saying.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of psychics do that because they're not psychics. They're trying to see what resonates with you to build off of that.
And see what kind of information they can grab from the littlest things from you.
It's a grift.
And they ask questions.
Yes.
To pull information
Yeah,
from.
it's question spaghetti. It's just you're just digging through the noodles
Ooh.
to try to figure out what works.
I love that.
That's a portal.
Question
You're standing in the middle of
spaghetti.
the portal. Yeah.
Bruh.
I've done tours where I've actually had somebody stand there and it looked like they got their knees kicked out.
Yeah.
Like they actually collapsed.
Upper half, I feel fine.
It's the bottom.
It's like
Yeah, exactly.
You get like this like fun house, like almost tilt-a-whirl type effect. Yeah.
That's really
You're
strange.
standing on the portal.
It's really
Could it be
strange.
because you're in an old, uneven house in a room that's unfinished?
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like, if this dude grew up in this house and it still doesn't look like it was a new house back then, the floor's probably pretty uneven.
Mm.
Uh, and it's all unfinished, so it's gonna feel different.
Mm-hmm.
Man, these people.
I've had two interesting dreams.
This is why I don't like
where
white
they
people.
were very interactive with past loved ones.
Friggin' white
They
people.
be doing
both-
too much,
both the
man.
dreams
For real.
started off in this room. So one of the days she came over to visit Mom, I said, "Hey, when you get here, go in that back room and tell me what you feel." And she came home. She's like, "That room's fucked up."
Well, like not only did I find the portal, I was like, oh my God, there's a portal. I was like, there's something else we need to find. And he's like, what do you mean? So when I walked in the room, I was standing not even here, and I hear a woman distinctly in my ear, look for the vortex. Now I've been to hundreds.
I'm gonna put like
of
circus
haunted
music on the
locations.
soundboard so I can see if we change the sound, if it makes the story feel different. You know what I'm saying? Because like without the music, this probably feels ridiculous.
That like ominous
Never
music.
Yeah, it
felt,
probably
never heard
sounds
vortex. And I'm
ridiculous.
like,
Yeah.
what? So like I go home and I'm telling him about it. I'm like, we need to figure out what the hell's going on. Like, this isn't just your portal. Like, there's more to this. And we've actually had other people come in and actually validate it. And I'll show you where it's at in a little bit. The vortex is about 5 feet wide across. And it actually comes in from the wall down here and it runs straight through. A lot of people, when they do Estes, they'll actually sit in the middle of the vortex and they say that they feel like it's water. Like you can feel a current moving with you.
We're here to further document
Ancient
who
ley
these traveling
lines
spirits are, how many past owners are still
of
here, and are
Fort
there
Wayne,
any
Indiana.
messages that need to be said. Prior to our investigation, we
You know how
decided to live
Jesus
stream.
came and like died for our sins here in Utah? I wonder if there's like a concentrated amount of ley lines in Fort Wayne, Indiana, because like Merlin's tomb is there somewhere. You know,
Yeah.
it's like this weird, I don't know, medieval religious thing. I don't know. They're like so extra about this all that I don't. Something better happen. Something astonishing better happen. Because I'm already regretting this video.
Well, we'll see.
As we gather B-roll footage. However, we were interrupted by extremely relevant
Better be sitting on
responses
top of
that
a mountain
completely
today.
shaped the entire investigation. Approximately 3 minutes after setting up, we have one of our cat balls activate.
Whoa, there we go. All right.
Cats
You're
everywhere
getting more
protecting their
comfortable with
nuts.
us.
We then try to debunk the capture by having Jack stomp directly around the cat balls.
See, I was
Okay, again, I've said this on this channel before. Something to keep in mind. Everybody thought cat balls were the answer to paranormal stuff and ghost hunting. Unfortunately, it has been exposed that they do just go off randomly, and
Capture attention.
it's to get your cat's attention.
Front. Thank you.
Attention. Yeah, that's a thing. And I'm gonna throw it out there every time because I know that there are a lot of Tornado.
Teenage.
Because I know a lot of people still really believe in them and like,
Yeah.
you know, just jump right in feet first when it comes to the cat balls, but they do go off randomly.
Mm-hmm.
It shows that it works,
Yay!
but you saw how he was stomping that.
But though the
I know.
cat ball
Our
activity
timing
may
has been so weird
I know.
because like this is the time we originally wanted to be going live, but with Megan's work schedule always changing, it's just we can't.
Forever changing.
And like I was gonna just do it, come go live by myself, but
Mhm.
it just doesn't feel right. I need somebody to make fun of while we do this.
That's me.
That's her. She's cute, and I get to make fun of her, and she still stays with me. I don't know why.
indicate
spicy.
that
I
something
like
is
it.
around us. The compelling evidence doesn't start until after we ask this question when using the
Spicy
Oculus
little
3.
mayonnaise.
You can give him a word that means a lot to you.
You
Something that's
did.
meaningful.
How'd you like it?
Remarkably,
Oh,
the
hell
one
yeah.
characteristic that was mentioned over
Yesterday's
and
was what did
over
we watch
again
yesterday?
is the
Why are you asking me?
Oh, we watched Watcher.
Oh yeah.
We watched Watcher while everybody watched us watching Watcher.
That's right.
It
All
was
the
fun.
watching.
I actually liked them.
I know, they're
That was
so
fun.
funny.
That was a good video.
They're so funny. I love it. I like being able to watch something like that and like laugh at the same time.
Well, yeah, because they don't like they take it serious, but they don't take themselves too serious. And
I love it. We
you'll
don't either.
you'll see Watcher on this channel again. I like them. I have another YouTuber that I know is legit that we're gonna watch it probably sometime this week also.
Okay.
We're gonna go back to Big Butterfield.
Hey.
Because I think there's videos that we haven't seen from him as far as paranormal
Because they're
goes.
few and far between, but
He only does a couple a year.
we enjoy them.
Yeah,
a
I like
lot.
him.
Yeah.
So him and I'm gonna have to dig deep to find other ones that not that I think are real, that I know are legit and doing real stuff.
Right.
That's the thing is like I don't mind mixing stuff like this in, but this is brutal for me
It's
because
rough.
I would have turned this off in the living room a long time ago. And if this video goes quick, I do have another video I want to watch. It's very short.
Okay.
It's only like 15 minutes, but I want to see it.
Let's do it.
One word we get when we ask the spirit to say a word that's important to it. Loving.
Oh, dude.
Dude, this is a loving house.
They're basing everything off of
K2
paranormal
meter,
equipment,
device
which
that
is like
measures
everybody else
changes in
does,
EMF,
which means
something
this
that
place
spirits
isn't
are
any
said to be
more
related to
haunted
also
than
goes
any other
off,
place
making
that we've
this
ever
the
watched.
third piece of equipment we have confirm a presence. And finally, as we're wrapping up the live, we captured this name.
Dawn! Dude, it said Dawn.
Who's Don?
Dawn
Dawn is the
was
stepdad.
he's the stepdad.
Don't be surprised if Don comes through. He does like to say hi.
Okay.
He does like to watch over the house, so nothing to be fearful of. He's like, I'm here. Like, this is my home.
We quickly set up and begin our first session by conducting a spirit box session in hopes to hear the spirit's voice in real time.
I know. I don't know if did you ever watch Paranormal State?
Yes.
He
We watched that together.
he looks like the main guy from that show,
He does.
like the younger version of him,
Mm-hmm.
which that dude ended up being not good.
Was that was the
That's the one.
kids in school?
Yeah, that's the where
show,
Katrina Weidman comes from.
Yeah. Okay.
That show. Who else came from there? Somebody else came from that show also. I can't remember who. I think Chip Coffee came from there.
I love chip coffee.
Yeah, I know you do.
I know you don't.
Is this easier?
I don't dislike him.
I
I
love
just don't believe him.
It is.
It is.
All right. Don, were you the one touching that green light, or was that something else?
his voice, bro.
Let's say Nick. Cheerios?
Cheerios.
Cheerio?
Is that what you heard?
Yeah.
Like Cheerios, like the cereal?
Yeah. Over several frequencies.
I mean, it was like 3 frequencies. I don't know if it's did you say Cheerios?
That's a stretch. It rears.
Honey roast.
Are you serious?
Honey roasted Cheerios.
Cheerios? Dawn, was that your favorite
Did you do it
cereal?
again?
Yeah.
Jeez, babe. Get it
I used
together.
to load mine up with sugar.
Fixed it. Don't worry.
Did you ever?
Did you? Said something about eat. That said honey roast.
That 100% said honey roasted. We're talking to a spirit about cereal.
Of not that long ago either, though. The honey roast. It's the most.
I want to know when Don died. Was Honey Roasted
What?
Cheerios out yet?
I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But I don't like it with milk. I like it dry.
What?
I don't like anything dry.
It's weird because it's like she was saying earlier. It's like you're in a home with family, talking.
Yeah.
That's like what we're doing. We're talking about cereal.
Yeah.
Like
it's
what
just
you
a
would do with
normal conversation. Was this unseen voice either correcting us or adding to
What
the
is this?
conversation?
Do you see
by
this, like,
reminding
little-
us that they're
Flicker,
spirits
weird-
No, it's not a
after we
flicker,
mentioned how we're
it's
just having a casual
like a weird
conversation with a family.
you're in a
Black
home
dot or something on the side?
with family, talking.
You don't see that?
On the bottom left?
That's
Yeah.
like what we're doing.
Is it in every shop?
Every
We're
shot.
talking about
No, it's not.
cereal. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
it
a
is. You just can't
question.
see it in the other ones because it's dark.
You know who Mike is, right?
But
No,
like you
Mike,
see
I'm
the
sorry, you know
glitch
who
in the
Nick
camera,
is,
some
right?
to that.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
See ya.
I thought it said Nick, like a question.
You know Nick? Do you know what Nick's
Yeah, I know
favorite
Nick.
snack was that I can tell
He's,
him?
he's a punk.
We have his
He
phone
owes me
number. I want to send it to
$20.
him.
We got 20, bruh.
Let me get that 20.
Fruit Loops.
That 100% sounded like Fruit
Did it
Loops.
sound like Fruit Loops?
Would it be
Why
weird?
are we talking about cereal so much, though?
Because he said Cheerios.
Oh my God,
Cheerios.
Move on.
maybe he's cereal,
Serial killer.
She beat me to it. That's where I was going with that.
Oh, sorry.
I thought they were just gonna like trail off and this is cereal, General Mills, Captain Crunch, serial killer. It's a serial killer.
General Mills.
Yeah, General Mills.
Oh, he was a serial killer in the military.
Oh man. And he was a general. He was a general. Fruit Loops. He looped around the cul-de-sac. He came back, killed him with fruit knife. It was a knife. It was a fruit-shaped object. Knife. He killed him. Serial killer.
This is almost every paranormal YouTube channel when they get a word
Dude, it
on
doesn't
a
even.
device. It's wild. I can't. I hate it.
The things that they're saying they hear. If you close your eyes and don't read the screen, I don't hear that.
Mm-mm.
It just sounds like a bunch. It sounds like word salad. Just suck a what?
What?
I heard that. Now come on, this is a family channel. I know somebody else heard it. I know they did. I should clip that. That'll be a sound effect.
Well, you made a weird song about my words before, so
Yo,
what's stopping you
that
now?
might have been my greatest editing moment ever. And I just don't feel like I got the appreciation for that. I feel like I deserved.
Oh God.
I put so much work into that.
I know.
It was so good. It was so good.
Was it?
Now, is this our biased confirmation
It
saying
was
Fruit
good.
Loops? Nick sounded like Fruit Loops.
Stop
Did,
right now.
did you say?
I only know that because of our son.
Did you
I
say
know.
Fruit Loops? Can you say fact on that device if his favorite snack is Fruit Loops? That one I heard, yes.
Did it just say fact through the spirit box?
It said fact.
You gotta text him. Just ask him what his favorite cereal is.
Sounded like
The odd question, but what's your favorite cereal?
And his friend totally
Are you setting us up
isn't
to look
already
dumb?
ready to go for an answer here.
Be careful when investigating that you don't trail too far off due to a biased confirmation. Even though we confidently can say that the spirit mentioned a cereal before,
Cheerios?
doesn't necessarily mean that the conversation will stay that way throughout the session, as seen here. Do you know what Nick's favorite snack was? Fruit Loops. We both thought that the voice could have said Fruit Loops, but after review, it clearly did not. We texted the owner Nick to hopefully clarify this conversation.
interesting. You don't say.
What?
He said, ha 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 ha. I texted him. I said, the only reason I was asking was because we got a very clear Cheerios and Honey Roast. Thought that was weird. He said, Honey Roast is good stuff. Mom used to buy it all the time.
Holy cow, dude. That's freaking hilarious.
Keep in mind
Holy
with family hauntings,
cow.
you won't gather the same responses as you would at an abandoned hospital, for example. Where an abandoned hospital, you may gather residual energy relevant to doctors and such. Here it wouldn't be odd at all to
Who
capture
says?
voices regarding just everyday objects. In this
You
case,
can
Nick
pinpoint what
clarified that Honey
locations
Nut
have
Cheerios were a
Oh,
specific
common
hauntings.
household
Get
food in
out
the
of.
pantry.
Get out.
Could
No.
this be why we captured a man's voice speaking about them? Nick.
Because you're texting him.
It is absolutely incredible that in this family home we captured
Or
both
the box has
the
heard you
names
say
of
Nick's name
stepfather
like,
and
I don't know,
son.
39
Is this actually
times.
Nick's stepfather Don coming in
It's
to
true.
talk to us and address Nick? All right, got some more questions about Cheerios. Were Cheerios in
Riveting.
this house a lot?
Yes! Sorry. I got
Russell,
excited.
calm
Sorry for
down.
raising my voice.
He got excited. I think he said I can effing
I don't know if
hear
anybody
you."
can see it, but I'm pretty
I don't
dead
know for
in
sure
the
what it
eyes right
sounded
now.
like. He got excited. He got excited.
Did Nick's mom bring the Cheerios?
See, I didn't hear effing in here. I heard come in here.
Is she the one that usually bought them?
Bottom.
Excuse
Why
me.
is mom a
What?
bottom? I mean, I guess I technically.
Why are we talking about this right
I
now?
mean, technically, yeah, you'd be a bottom, but wouldn't call you a bottom because we're not two dudes.
Bruh, what is happening right now?
I think he meant bought them, but he just
That is
called
not at all what he said.
just called Nick's mom bottom. Hey, maybe mom's into some freaky stuff. That's my kind of girl, you know? Like, hey, what's up, Nick's mom?
What is happening?
Look. I know we're giving them a lot of shit, but they're not terrible. They're
No.
definitely not the worst people I've
They're not
watched.
the super over the top, oh my God, like,
But they are doing the typical forming their own story around thing, and he's already proven the fact that like they they're claiming that they hear something, but then he's already debunked himself by going back being like, yeah, that's definitely not what we heard, which means that
kudos, though. Kudos
it
for
is,
doing
but
that.
they're really hanging on to this whole like Cheerios and everything else. Like, to me, it just sounds like a bunch of mumble jumble. It
I
doesn't
don't-
sound like what they're hearing. I mean, I guess I get where they're coming from because it does kind of sound like that word, but it could kind of sound like a bunch of different words too.
Right.
So I mean,
I don't know.
whatever. At least they pointed out the one, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You hear that?
Yeah,
Is that what that was?
I think so.
Speed it up.
Absolutely loving this conversation with you right now. Usually, when we communicate with spirits and other beings, it's usually not a fun time.
Project level. That's weird that that's going off right when this went off. This hasn't said anything.
It's usually kind of scary, but this has been very enjoyable, and I thank you so much.
My ear hurts.
Ear?
Yeah.
My
Feel?
ears hurt too.
Yeah.
You feeling Kyle's ear?
From listening to your.
It aches.
Who's touching Kyle?
Go home, Kyle.
Do you know our names? Just-
Stop it. I kind of got the EVGs there at the end, though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know. Because at the end of the day, we're just communicating with spirits, and you can only have so much comfort level when you're doing that. Because you can't see them. It's not like, it's almost like I'm talking to like just you and me, but I don't know where the other person is. I can't see their lips, and I don't know when a voice is going to come over.
He
That's
reminds
just
me
that
of a dude that does reels, his voice.
mystery. It's like,
I've sent them to you before. It's the guy who's like, hey, baby, what's up? And then he's like, I like this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's who he sounds like to me.
Okay.
He sounds like that character, though. And every time I hear him speak, I'm like, is that the guy?
Are you him?
It's funny, though. He does sound like him.
When's
That's
he gonna say
hilarious.
something,
Right. It's the unpredictability.
Yeah.
It's unpredictable.
Following a successful first session, we decide to go upstairs in search of a Carolyn after receiving a capture that we had on our Obelisk 3, which said
What?
Carol. We messaged
okay.
Nick and he said
Carolyn.
there was a Carolyn upstairs.
Oh,
So we
Carolyn.
couldn't
I
ignore this
was like,
due
why
to
are you
the multiple
caroling
relevant
upstairs?
I was like,
names
what?
we captured so far. Carolyn, if you're here, can you touch this?
Flower.
Like, what kind? Like a smelly
These guys
flower?
are very
Like a
heavily
fancy-
dependent on
There's
their
a
equipment.
flower
Yes,
peeping
very.
down the hallway. Are you talking about that?
You're right. Guys here. Upon entering the second floor, we capture yet another relevant word on the Obelisk 3,
Flower.
which seems to be referencing this flower painting.
What?
Almost walked into this room. It's the stairs. I can't see any. All right, just for context.
Oh my god, that is freaking dark when you look that
Just-
way.
There's my eyes. I go to turn into this room, and luckily I looked with my camera.
Are you down here, Carolyn? This
Sounds
is
like he's saying
supposedly
Caroline.
where Bree
I
saw
know.
the elemental in her reflection.
I walked in and I've got my tripod up, we're live, and I see in the reflection of the window from my light on my tripod, I can see this little dude like hanging on my back, like I'm giving him a piggyback ride.
Is that what she said it was? The elemental?
Yeah.
Are you the elemental?
You hear that?
Was that outside?
You hear that?
Are we lagging?
Yeah, I saw that.
What's up with that?
I don't
I
know.
don't like that. Are we lagging, guys?
It looks like it on our screen because we have like the actual live pulled up. It looks weird. I'm gonna go to
Hey Ben, there you go.
the bathroom.
Check that off on your bingo card.
Your fucking bingo.
Maybe because the energy saver was on. That could have been it. Yeah, I don't. No, it was on because it almost died. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Why we were lagging. Now we got to sit here and wait for Megan to go to the bathroom. She's like a grandma. Uh, but anyways, yeah, these videos, we watch them in hopes to find somebody new out there doing something believable. I don't know, respectable, something. But this just reeks of all the other stuff that's on YouTube now. It's just it's got all the classics, they only depend on their equipment. They, you know, how is my battery running low, dude? Is it not plugged in? What the fuck is going on here? It is plugged in. This came unplugged. That's why. Okay. Dude, no matter what, everything keeps going wrong. Today is not the day for streaming, apparently. Oh. That's probably one of the factors of why it's lagging. Because it threw itself in energy saver mode because it started to die. And apparently, even though I plugged it in there, the actual power supply came unplugged.
For fun.
Struggling.
Struggle bus.
But anyways, like I was saying, this just it just has it's hitting all the marks of just all the stuff that everybody else does.
Mm,
They're not doing anything groundbreaking or new, but it's not the worst thing I've seen. It's just definitely not the best thing I've seen either.
truth.
That?
Let's get back to it.
You hear that? Can you make that noise again? Hello?
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 Whoa, 0.4. And battery's draining.
Really?
0.4 battery says something about the battery with an X on it. I think that's the battery sign. 0.1
Yeah, that's the battery dying.
on the left hand, where it has the battery with the X.
Uh-huh.
That's weird.
She was saying how they like to drain your battery.
It didn't have it. I look down and I see a 0.4. It's at a 0.2. You come closer. Remarkably, just in front of the flower painting, we capture a presence on our millimeter, and at the exact same time, the device indicates that the battery was almost depleted. Whoa, 0.4. And battery's draining.
Really?
Why is it at 66.6 degrees?
Is it really?
It was. Look down, it's at 66.6. What was it before? 50?
50?
No, 60. 65 even, maybe? 67 now? It is warmer. No, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say that was a coincidental. It has to hit that temperature at some point if it's climbing up at 0.1. But we're still at a 0.2 milligal reading. We attempt to contact whatever our millimeter is detecting by using the Paranormic Spirit Box.
Are you able to touch that green light?
Mm-hmm. I thought this morning.
Can you help us out by doing that?
I tried to find it.
Do you need help? You need me to help you?
Is that difficult to make go off?
You know how battery drain is like one of the biggest things that people talk about?
Yeah.
I had this idea of like buying like 400 9-volt batteries and just dumping them into a bin and leaving it into a room and then testing them all after.
Why 400?
Just a lot. Well, just a lot. We'll just say a lot. It doesn't have to be 400, but just
Okay.
a lot
For like,
for the entirety of your investigation and then test them. Unused batteries to see if there's actually something behind this whole battery drain thing.
would it, would not in use batteries? I feel like if they're in a device or something and it's on and running.
But if you take them out of a device, it takes out the variable of what if the device itself is draining the battery.
I get it. I do. I just don't
Of course you don't.
know. I don't know if that would work.
That's the whole point. That is the whole point. Is it shouldn't matter if they're draining batteries. It shouldn't matter
Hmm.
what the battery's doing. If they can drain batteries, it doesn't matter if it's in something. It's a battery. So if you buy a bunch, that takes out the variable of, well, maybe I bought a backpack.
Hmm. No,
So,
I get that part. I get like the need for multiples for testing and all that, but
well, what's the problem? I don't understand where
I
you have a
don't know.
problem.
Just feel like if you have like a battery sitting out on the table.
Yeah, but we've watched videos where people's battery packs for these devices have been dead before they put them in. So
Yeah, I guess that's
what's
true.
the difference?
Okay.
It's energy. No matter how you look at it, it's energy. It's a battery.
Hmm.
Shouldn't matter how or where it is within the house. If it's draining batteries, it should drain the battery. So if you have a bunch, do they all get drained? Do they not get drained? Do
A
some get
couple, yeah.
drained?
Hmm.
And then you could really like look into like, is there something really behind this whole battery drain phenomena that we keep hearing about?
Right.
But nobody ever thinks to do stuff like that. I need to be an investigator. Yeah.
After the end of session 2, we take a moment to live stream on our TikTok page. But after 2 full sessions, one in the basement and another in the portal room, it was relatively
The
quiet
portal
with the
room.
exception of these moments.
Interesting. Now, another thing too is the REM pod has also been not debunked necessarily.
Called into question.
Well, they there's a way to fake them.
Mhm.
If you have walkie-talkies and you click the walkie-talkie to transmit a signal, it interferes with the REM pod.
Yeah.
It'll make it go off. So, and people have used this to fake REM pod activity.
Mhm.
So another thing to keep in mind that the REM pod isn't necessarily fake, but it's very easy to manipulate it.
Right.
So keep that in mind, viewers.
Can you step away? Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why the REM pod went off once and then never again. It just happens like that. Were you the one who touched that light?
Did not.
That was a quick response. We continue our investigation by setting up an experiment using our Laser Grid GS2, a device that utilizes a radar to sense temperature changes within the grid, a K2 and REM pod to measure EMF changes, and our XLS camera, which can sense spiritual apparitions by using its LiDAR technology. Any spirit in this house, we invite you to come into this
Yes.
room. We have a lot of stuff.
LiDAR.
It'll be a unique way for us all to communicate with each other. I doubt anyone you've seen has done something quite like this. This will allow us to be able to see you. Can you come into this room?
Dude, I just heard something back here.
Is it a low thud?
No, it's the floorboard creaking.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe they're coming in.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a cold spot.
Where? Because I just got an orb.
Not a big fan of that
Right up
strobe
into
light
that
effect
mantle.
going
Yeah,
on.
there was a.
No.
I didn't get it on my camera, but I saw it with my eye. There's a cold spot.
How do you feel about laser grids?
Yeah, there it is.
What
There it
the
is.
shit?
It's like left, top
I
left.
I
That's where
I
this
actually
orb
don't have
flew.
anything bad to say about the laser grid.
I don't either. I think it's
Deadass.
pretty.
Can you show
cool.
yourself? Can you manifest yourself?
My
Use
only
all
my
the power
only issue with it is if spirits aren't solid masses,
Or visible.
then how does it affect
Yeah.
a laser grid?
And it-
And the laser grid has to be projected from something, whether it be a individual lasers or some kind of painted on the surface thing or something like that. Does anybody ever think that when they catch a disturbance within the grid, could there be something on the lens of one of the lasers or the screen? If there's a screen,
Mhm.
we just automatically are all just like, that's a ghost. But what if like a bug just flies by right in front of it, like
Or like
super
crawls
close?
across the lens or
Yeah, it would.
something.
There's
Yeah.
so many things that could cause a disturbance within the grid.
hmm
And I mean, I don't hate this idea. I think this could be useful, but nobody ever, there's just like complete lack of like nobody tries to debunk themselves anymore.
Yeah.
And it really makes for questionable evidence.
Agreed.
Yeah. So
You can.
Can you touch one of the lights? Either the green one or the two balls? Oh my goodness! Can you touch one of the lights? Either the green one or the two balls? Oh my goodness! Thank you so
Damn,
much. Sorry.
Awesome.
Sorry, I know you don't like
Good
loud
job.
reactions.
Good job. That was awesome. Thank you.
Holy dude, that was the spirit that came in.
Probably. We heard the
Hello,
creek. We got a blue
Terry.
spot. We got
Terry.
Right where that blue spot is where
glad
that
you
REM
could
pod is, too.
join us,
What's up,
man.
lady?
You get something?
Does a REM pod
Nice job.
measure EMF? I'm not sure. Because if a REM pod measures EMF, how much EMF output does a laser grid have?
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not on my phone. Can't look it
And
up.
that thing is like sitting right in the middle
Yeah.
of this grid system.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
That's
a
incredible.
thought I
Thank
had.
you so much.
now, are
Interesting.
you able to move forward towards the fireplace at all? You can raise that up.
Oh my gosh.
It's going off now.
Can you get. Oh!
Blue.
Wow, that's up to blue. Can you step away real quick, please?
Yep, come closer to us. Oh, did you hear a creak over there? You didn't hear that creak on the fireplace? Look at that. Look
No,
at that.
'cause
You
you're
seen that
talking
on-
too much.
Yeah, dude.
The reason why we set up these elaborate experiments is to hopefully further document proof of the paranormal by getting multiple independent pieces of scientific equipment to co-align with each other. This not only helps narrow down any
Pseudo-scientific.
explainable reasons for the capture, but also validates the accuracy of the equipment.
See, we got one little blip on the grid here.
Blue?
Yep.
No reason for it to be blue.
Can you touch. Oh!
What was that?
There was the K2 meter. As soon as I zoomed in on it, it went up to freaking red.
It went up to red.
I swear to God.
Did you do that? Can you do it again if that was you?
Again, this is why I would
That went up
want
to
to
red.
know
It went
the
through
logistics
red, dude,
behind
as
these
soon as I
pieces
zoomed all
of
the way in.
equipment.
Because this
Yeah.
was going blue. So I was like, all right, I'm going.
So many variables.
Right where
Yeah.
that blue dot
There's
is.
just tons.
Whoa. It's
If it throws off any kind of EMF, it will affect, especially an EMF detector.
Yeah.
In this instance, though, it's very satisfying that as soon as Jack focuses on the K2 meter, it spikes up to orange for the first time this session.
Can you touch. Oh!
What was that?
There was the K2 meter.
I didn't think that was going to go off.
It did, dude. I didn't think it did either. I'm sorry if I.
So I just did a quick Google and I asked old Google, do lasers emit EMF?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hmm.
Lasers emit electromagnetic
Okay.
frequencies. Specifically, they produce electromagnetic waves of light, which fall within the visible ultraviolet or infrared spectrum. So yeah, they do.
Interesting.
Um,
Okay.
I want to see, do REM pods pick up EMF? Do REM pods pick up EMF. Yes, they do.
Hmm.
So
I feel like a lot of
kind of
equipment then fights against each
I
other.
kind of feel like I just debunked this whole entire setup. So you're using a laser system which emits EMF, and then you're using a bunch of equipment that picks up EMF.
And a EMF detector to detect said EMF,
Exactly.
which your other two pieces of equipment emit.
Well, they're using an EMF detector and a REM pod, but a REM pod does in fact also pick up EMF. So they're creating their own activity at the moment.
Mm,
So
good
very,
call.
very interesting.
Okay.
Freaked out. I was just really excited.
Yeah, none of our reactions are meant to be disrespectful. If you find our large reactions to be disrespectful, can you make anything in front of us go off?
The strobe is
If you
bothering
find
me.
it to be disrespectful?
Oh no. If you pass out, I will not take advantage of you.
Okay then.
Thanks, babe.
Look at the mantle.
Or will I?
2. Is that you?
Stained.
I'm coming closer. Is that all right? Is that you?
I wonder why it's strobing. It has to do with the laser or something.
Can you
Weird.
show
I don't
yourself
like it.
next to Jack?
It's messing with my
See
eyes.
how he's popping up?
Are you up here?
Do you ever have kids?
Desire.
I heard
Maybe. Something else?
Carolyn, are you here?
Caroline, you're the reason for the word, bitch. It's a song. It's a song.
Can you touch that light again?
No.
Are you annoyed with that?
Sure enough.
Sure enough.
So enough.
Show
Because
enough.
you've done it multiple
It's the
times at this
baddest low
point.
down mofo and all. Show enough. Love that movie.
As we're setting up, we were instantly spooked by what we thought was the door opening by itself.
God, dark.
Yes. Why did it get so dark?
Yeah, what the heck?
What the hell? Did you close that door?
Yeah, dude. Dude, did you not hear it click?
It's clear that Jack didn't fully latch the door and it simply just swung back open. Oh, that's not what I want.
What? My heart sank when I looked at that door, dude.
The camera was rolling.
Huh?
At least the camera was rolling. You'll be able to hear the click, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even hear it open.
No.
No creaking, no nothing. It was just open. All right, so we're doing Hinsdale method. That's what we like to call it. We're down in the
Hinsdale
living
house.
room. Puck is upstairs, right in the middle of the hallway, as you can see with the other camera. We also have a K2 up there, just in case we have some simultaneous EMF going on with the Puck 2.
And we got the new.
With us?
What?
Give it a second.
New?
One
that
more
what you just
second.
said?
There he
We have
goes.
a strong battery in that one.
Yes. And we originally had the camera in that corner, but
I
now
guess
it's
they
in
have a
this
REM
corner
pod
because
too
that
now.
door opened
Oh,
after I shut it.
okay.
That new.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's 3:19.
Wow. It's a witching hour and the door opened.
Nunu is also a character in the movie ATL.
Someone open the door.
The old what's his face? The movie. It's a movie from back in the day about Atlanta.
No
I
response.
don't think I've ever seen it.
Ain't gonna answer that one.
Do you know who Dawn is?
Peter. Period.
Who's Peter?
Who's Don? Peter on his
Who
period.
is Peter?
Cotton. Resent.
Peter Cottontail.
Hail. Easter.
Cottontail. He was a rabbit.
Up
I know,
and down
but like,
bunny
it's
track.
almost Easter time.
Peter Cotton resent.
Resent. Peter
Resent.
Cottontail.
I'm gonna say
Easter
though,
bunny.
I don't think these guys are faking anything.
I don't either.
I just think they really believe in
Their equipment.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're faking anything.
No.
They just believe everything little bleep and boop that goes off in the house.
Every bleep and boop.
Every bleep and boop. We're just out here bleeping and booping, y'all. He thought it was funny too.
Dude, cannot. Maybe he doesn't like Easter.
Hop. Crossover.
Wait. What'd that say?
Hop crossover.
So
didn't ask
Peter
a question.
Cottontail was a ball and basketball player
Sweet.
Weird.
doing that
You know, we always
crossover,
talk about, like,
hitting the
trying to
Kobe
find out what
fadeaway.
they want to talk about.
Spot.
Crossover spot. Where would the crossover spot in this house be?
Portal, of course.
Wheel. Cement.
It also comes from the basement.
Yes,
Many
you do have
times
to
when
cement
doing
down
this
a
kind
yield
of
sign.
session, we need to figure out what the spirit wants to tell us. Is this a traveler who used the vortex to cross over to the home? Where do we go next?
Anomalies. In.
In where?
Okay.
Okay.
They asked a question.
The portal.
He types fast.
7.
The number 7.
7 anomalies in the portal.
Oh.
Yep. That's what it
Are
is.
there
That's exactly what.
7 of them?
Meet.
Meet 'em. Ask it basement or back room or something.
Basement or bedroom?
This is rough.
No response.
I'm
Is it
thinking
almost
bedroom.
over?
I mean, we can just continue what we're doing and just go straight in there.
Take that.
It's well, yeah, it's
Yeah,
closer to being over than I thought it was.
Should we take something else? Just
Yeah.
grab.
We'll just take that
Just
with
take
us.
that. Take a camera with us.
I'm having a great time watching this.
Same.
Same seas.
What was that?
Not me.
Was that downstairs?
That was downstairs.
It was in your downstairs. There's a ghost in your downstairs.
Even though signs point towards the basement, we decide to shift the session over to the bedroom.
All right.
I don't understand this weird editing choice that flashes a different scene for like quarter of a second. It's really weird. This video is like an epileptic person's nightmare.
Oh, that balloon scared me. I don't know why.
Mom, please don't watch
I
it.
know.
We're here.
That's what I thought about earlier when I saw the strobing.
don't.
I was like, oh boy.
Back to the corners.
Yeah.
Get. Beside.
Get beside.
I thought it said
You gotta
yeah.
get beside me.
It's right here.
Would have been awesome.
Oh my god.
Telling you, it's just a matter of time.
You hear that?
Ghosts are gonna be like skibbity.
Now what?
Then.
What?
Alright. We are. Get beside. He said get beside them.
No. Did you just hear that? Yeah, I did. The.
At this moment, the K2 device actually triggers at the same time that we gather the response, signifying that a spirit is standing near the puck device. Coincidentally, Jack also hears a distant humming, which doesn't seem to be picked up on our camera's audio.
Okay, no, that was the furnace.
That
That was like.
was the furnace, right?
Mm-mm.
You heard that? Not the furnace, though? Oh, so was it the furnace?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. You said get beside the spirits. Get beside them.
Miss.
Miss.
Yeah, because I'm not on it.
You just barely missed them. They all left.
There.
Cellar.
Oh.
7.
Again.
Again, downstairs there's 7.
Downstairs. All right, let's go downstairs. Let me switch my battery out before we go down.
Once again, we're gathering information to go back to the basement. Perhaps this is what the spirit was trying to say by giving us words like miss, and why we heard loud thumps from downstairs. This is also the second time that we documented the number 7 and a word related to the basement of the building.
Oh.
7.
Again.
Again, downstairs there's 7.
Downstairs.
Keep in mind there are potentially 2 portals in this home, one in the bedroom and the other in the basement. We finally moved to the basement to communicate and meet these spirits.
It's a portal in a
How many spirits
vortex.
are
Get it
here?
right, okay?
I'm dying.
A lot.
A lot.
Did you hear that?
Those rotten.
Are there 7?
How many are down here?
43.
This doesn't sound like the spirit box they were using earlier, because earlier it didn't have all these radio clip
They could just be
sounds.
picking up more frequencies, though.
Maybe. But I was kind of in my head commending them for having none of that earlier. And now they have it.
Has to be a ghost.
We didn't lock the door.
I really wish something would happen. I mean, if you took away all the equipment, right? Nothing's happened in this whole video.
No. A thump, maybe?
It's just an older house, though.
I know.
That was a ghost.
I really need something to happen.
I don't know if you're going to get that.
I don't think I am.
Sorry.
What's up?
Sometimes when investigating, certain noises seem to be so clear that it brings you back into reality on the situation. In this instance, we were interrupted during our spirit box session by loud footsteps, which are captured very clearly on our camera upstairs.
Not terrible.
And we actually thought that someone was in the house with us.
There's someone here.
Clear footsteps.
After looking through the house, we stood in shock by accepting that it was caused by an unseen entity. There's of course a lot of skepticism when it comes to anything paranormal, but the most gathered spot in most homes would be the living room, and that's also the place where we captured most of the evidence of the night. We go back downstairs for about 30 minutes and only captured these 2 relevant responses.
Where do we go when we die?
Rest.
We rest.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Where is Dawn now?
Spirits. Oh.
With all the spirits.
It's with all the spirits.
Even though the 2 vortex rooms are in the basement and the bedroom,
thank you,
evidence
God.
shows that where the main spot on where the spirits of the state house reside remains
Lord,
that in the
thank you.
living room.
So, I mean, look, it's not the worst video.
It's not.
Not the best.
No.
But at least I can say with almost full certainty that they're not faking anything.
No. They heavily
Heavily rely on their equipment.
Yes, thank you. So I don't know. Everybody can be skeptical at equipment, all these things, but I mean, if that's what they choose to use, that's what they choose to use. I
Yeah.
don't know. It was just a hard video to get through.
I saw this. I want to watch this. Because we did. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Because we did do some videos on this, and I'd like to see.
An update.
Yeah, and this is the sentencing, so I want to see if I was right. So let's check this out, and then we'll head out of here. But I felt like this wasn't really long enough to be its own thing for live,
Right.
so we tack it on the end here.
Well, let's check into the drama of Aaron Goodwin.
Date, time set for entry of judgment and imposition of sentence. Is there any legal cause or reason why judgment should not be pronounced against her sentencing?
She's not got a great side profile.
Reviewed the May 15th, 2025 pre-sentence investigation report, as well as the sentencing memorandum filed by the defendant on May 29th of 2025, as well as all of the letters that have been submitted. And it's the court's understanding this is no recommendation, except the state has the right to argue facts and circumstances.
Yes, sir.
And is there going to be a victim speaker with you?
There is Aaron Goodwin's here. He's just in the room. He's coming in right now, so we're going to ask that he speak last for 2 minutes.
Could you imagine like being her, knowing that you did all this, and now you've got to actually face the guy?
You know, as I kind of spoke to opposing counsel, I even spoke to Aaron about it. One of the reasons we're not making a recommendation as to sentencing is we kind of acknowledge that, look, this is someone who doesn't have a record, right? Who has never kind of done anything like this before. But the concern I've always had is when you look at the facts of the case, they are serious. This is not a situation where maybe an unhappy wife simply kind of made a fleeting text that said, "Ugh, like I can't stand my marriage. Like I wish he was just gone," or something along those lines. It was far more than that.
Yep.
The concerns that I have about the case are when Mr. Amato's phone is seized and they look into it. What you can see is on October 2nd of 2024, there is a text exchange between Ms. Goodwin and Mr. Amato, who is a convicted murderer out of Florida, where they are expressing their love for one another. She is acknowledging that her
How
husband
weird,
would
man.
never
You know what her
accept
punishment
divorce.
should be? They should lock her up with Grant Amato for life. Be like, hey, Joe, you really love him? We're going to find out. But now you're together forever. Oh,
That'd be amazing.
that'd be a great punishment.
Yeah.
First,
I love
she
him so
says
much,
things
though.
like, "I'm so
Now you
anxious
can be
that this
together
thing is
forever.
happening, like, what's happening? How did I get to this point? Am I a bad person?" And when Mr. Amato asked, "Well, why do you say that?" and she's like, "Because I'm choosing to end his existence, not divorce." Those are very serious comments.
Yeah.
When you couple that with on that same date, she is relaying information.
What is she crying
that
about?
Mr. Goodwin was in Barstow, staying at a bachelor's
She got caught.
provided him pictures of what he looked like.
And jail life is not doing good for her. She's looking rough.
And that there's discussions that Mr. Amato's buddy named Gordo is going to take care of the situation. The facts become more serious. And even from those text messages that talk about setting aside, $11,000 for Gordo, and ultimately this investigation reveals about $60,000 is sent from Ms. Goodwin over to Mr. Amato. or
60
associates
grand,
of
right.
Mr. Amato. And I know that
Was she
that
using
thing
Aaron's
talks
money?
about, well,
Probably.
maybe some of that was
That's,
blackmail.
dude, that's crazy.
But when you have the following day, you have Amato on that phone texting Gordo being like, "Hey, is it done yet? Has it been done?" All of that's very serious. And the one thing I didn't see in that report was simply, at no point does Ms. Goodwin ever try to claw it back. At no point does she say something like, "You know what, I was just kidding. I don't really want to go through." Like, you don't ever see anything along those lines. And that really is ultimately the concern for the state about the seriousness of it. And so, look, whatever you think is appropriate is certainly appropriate. I just think at the end of the day, we don't see these solicitations very often. Like, I handle murders. We don't really get solicitation cases that often. But there's a lot of there. That's a lot of detail, a lot of locations, and a lot of money that I think elevates this to a certain level of consideration. Lastly, I'm just going to say, look, I'm not going to speak for Aaron. I think Aaron is going to share with you how this has really impacted him, and I don't think I can do that justice, but I will submit it to the discretion of the court.
Your Honor, and I'd just like to comment briefly on the facts. I know he wrote a longer sentencing memo, and I appreciate your patience, but I know you read it. With regards to the facts, there is, to me, a clear line where Ms. Goodwin had abandoned the conspiracy. We may disagree, and I don't know if it will do with the state, whereas who initiated the idea of, the murder. But with Ms. Goodwin, it's clear her. She had completely distanced herself from the group. She had moved
I don't think
on,
it matters.
No.
from it. There was very limited
She put the hit out
contact.
already.
She had nothing further to do. No efforts were made, and the phone exchange ends. I'd also comment, and I know we do in the sentencing memo, that neither Mr. Amato or Mr. Gordo, as we sit here, have ever been charged with a crime. So it's just Ms. Goodwin who sits here today, and as far as I know, there's no intention to ever file charges against either of those two individuals. I think it is clear that Ms. Goodwin, after the initial, payment, was being extorted, that she was threatened. There was a call to the police that was outlined in the sentencing memo, and that was the reason for the additional payments. It wasn't a continued, I want to keep paying more and more. We really got to make this happen. There was the initial payment, and after that, the circumstances had substantially changed. But as
Who cares?
The state mentioned, and you look
The
today,
money's
Ms.
already
Goodwin
been
is a
paid, though.
person who prior to this had never been in any kind of trouble of any kind. She did what you would expect someone to do when they are arrested for something. She took full responsibility. I think we're 92 days from the day she was arrested
Because she's
to the day
busted.
before Your Honor, which on a case like that, I would submit is very fast, and that's because Ms. Goodwin said, I don't want to make this any tougher for Mr. Goodwin. I want to take responsibility. I know what I did was wrong. Again, as we sit here, you can see the back row. That's Ms. Goodwin's family, some friends as well. She's got tremendous family support. They love her. They would have gladly, this was not an unreasonable bail that can never be posted. She
30 years,
recognized
shut up.
that there should be some punishment element to this as well. So she sat in custody for 92 days when the family would have gladly posted a bond to get her out of custody, but she wanted to come before the court and let everyone here know that she understands there are consequences for her action. We would submit that she's an excellent candidate for probation. Many of those reasons are outlined in the
She tried to have
sentencing
somebody
memo.
killed.
She's not going to reoffend. She's never been in trouble before. She's going to move. She has no need to have further contact with Mr. Goodwin. They don't have children in common. She's going to move. If she is given the opportunity of probation, she would immediately try to transfer out of state, live with her family, continue with her education. We talked in the sentencing memo about her physical health. She has very serious health issues. She's not going to be able to get the proper treatment while she is in custody. It's very painful. She lives her whole life in pain. She has one of the most painful illnesses you can have. If Your Honor felt that she did need a little bit more,
They're really trying to play into the sympathy aspect here.
Absolutely.
she's never going to be in front of Your Honor for any
If she had all these problems and everything, then she should have thought about that before she put out a hit on Aaron.
Understand there would be stringent conditions. She has no contact with Mr. Goodman, and she has no need to ever have contact with them. We would just ask
already said
to
that.
give her one opportunity at probation for someone who's lived the life that she's lived, has one terrible mistake, but that's the only mistake she's made, and that she immediately tried to take full responsibility for it.
It's a big,
Plotting a murder.
it's a big mistake.
Yeah.
It's a huge
Any
mistake.
efforts to be part of that conspiracy, and we think she's worthy of probation, and I'd like to have her say a few words as well.
Firstly and most importantly, I would like to apologize to Aaron. I'm so immensely sorry for the pain and anxiety I've caused you and the betrayal you undoubtedly and rightfully feel by my actions. I need you to know that I will always hold love for you. I
Shut up.
genuinely pray you find your joy and peace again, and I will bow out of your life forever to hopefully ease that process. I'm sorry I broke us, and I am consumed with regret every day. My absolute promise to you is that you will never see or hear from me. I intend to leave the state of Nevada, and you and anyone else will never be in danger of me ever again. Secondly, I'd like to apologize to my parents. My actions are not a reflection of how you
I don't buy
raised
it.
me with unwavering love and support, and I know I'm better than this.
She's only sorry because she was caught.
Next, I'd like to apologize to the court. I recognize and understand my stupidity, the terrible nature of my crime against Aaron, my regrettable choices, and monumental lapse in judgment. This is my rock bottom, and I'll never forgive myself. Prior to my arrest, I was taking steps toward mending my marriage and correcting my mistakes that led me here. Now having
I
spent
guess maybe they
92
were
days
having
in
problems
jail,
behind closed
I've
doors. I don't know.
definitely attacked
This
myself
isn't
on my
steps towards
relationship,
fixing that.
and I'm that much more committed to never getting in trouble again and doing better in every aspect of my life, especially with my mental health. I am truly ashamed, embarrassed, and disappointed with myself, and am deeply and sincerely remorseful for my actions. This is not a reflection of who I am, nor the person I want to be.
I think it is a reflection of who you are.
Yes, state will call Aaron.
Because where were all these tears when you were plotting his murder?
Yeah. It's hard to hear her.
Yeah, this is what I want to hear. I feel.
Go, Aaron, go.
I'm trying to like put myself in his shoes. Like if this was me and you,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be so hard to stand up there and see you all crying, even though you just plotted my death.
And not get up there because the feelings that you have for
Hello, this is Misfit.
and the feelings that you have towards her, it's got to be
That's what I'm.
so much anger, and not just get up there and yell and
It's
scream,
like
but like
that's the
have
thing.
the feelings that you were talking about too.
You're a girl,
Yeah.
undoubtedly. We do have different emotions, and I'm telling you, for a man who truly loves his wife,
Mm-hmm.
even with everything that happened, it would still really be hard
Yeah.
to like want you to forever be locked up. Because I'm sure even a part of him's like, I would just take her home right now and just none of this ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
So uh it's I feel for him
Yeah,
because I'm sure he's
absolutely.
on an incredible emotional roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand it.
Yeah.
Swear you in.
You do solemnly swear or affirm, under the pains and penalties of perjury, the testimony you're about to give in this action will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
Can you please state
Yeah.
the first and last name for the record?
Oh man.
Thank you.
Poor man.
Sorry. Your Honor, for 7 years I thought I was in the most loving relationship and marriage with my best friend. Someone who I trusted with whole heart and laughed with every day. Someone who made me feel like I was her one and only. I was loyal to her and did whatever I could to make her happy. I thought we were something very special, and so did everyone else. After finding out she was cheating on me in September of last year with multiple men, including the man going by the name Vincent, who turned out to be Gran Amato, I gave her the option of divorce where we could try to work it out because I love her so much. She felt so bad, and I didn't want to lose me. Every day she made me feel more special, and she was so sorry. At least that's what she told me. Now discovering she put a hit out to kill me more than once.
More TV.
Got blackmailed and spent almost all our savings to keep it quiet. And fell more in love with Amato. They even got spiritually married. And now I was called the first husband. They talked until she was arrested. And she sought his help to kill me. Sorry. This has led me to fear my life. I've hired armed security for weeks, not knowing it was over or not. Always looking over my shoulder and having to go through therapy and even trying to understand any of it. It's like a heartbreak no one should go through in life.
She's a terrible person.
Anymore. I cry every day. I feel so alone. She grew me into a person I never was. I will always wonder why. But worst of all, she lied to me every day. I didn't know about any of the murder plot, the hitman, or the blackmail until the detectives told me after she was arrested.
Now behind bars, she's trying to manipulate through lawyers and trying to silence me and not come here today. So I wouldn't be standing here. So, in honor, Your Honor, this person over here, I don't know at all. Not one bit. The fact that this person did all this to me with no worry, no care, or love in her heart for me. I will never feel the same. I will never feel safe or be the same because of what she did. Especially when she gets out one day. She claims she's remorseful now that she's been caught, but there at no time before did she ever try to stop this from happening. She tried to have me killed. She gave my location to people. Truly believe we were trying. I truly believe with people she truly believed were going to harm me. She even asked for the updates on the murder. And this was all when I was just a loving husband. I thought, whether she got minimum or maximum time, I still won't feel safe whenever she's released. I feel like this deserves prison time. I don't know.
I agree.
So I just leave it in your hands, Your Honor. Thank you.
Poor man. God.
Bro, like, I didn't know that there were multiple men. And I also didn't know that she's been like orchestrating this whole thing with her lawyers and stuff to try to like manipulate him not to go to court and stuff.
That is absolutely not your choice.
I feel like that alone, coupled with the actual action of trying to have him murdered, she should get a good sentence out of this.
Yeah.
We're about to find out. I think. I hope.
By virtue of your plea of guilty on April 22nd of 2025, in accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, you hereby judge guilty of the offense conspiracy to commit murder.
You, sir, may.
You, ma'am.
May blank off.
That's right.
Life in prison.
Listen, shh. What's she gonna get? Let's go.
You want to put in? We already guessed.
Category Bravo felony. In addition to the $25 administrative assessment fee, $150 DNA testing fee to include testing for genetic markers, and $3 administrative assessment fee, the court does now sentence you to a minimum term of 36 months and a maximum term of 90 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. What is the credit for time served?
92 days, Your Honor.
92 days credit for time served. Thank you. And all the names counsel you. Have a great day.
That's
32 months.
a minimum, a maximum of 90.
I know. How many is 32? I can't math.
I'm gonna do this. 32 months to years that's 2.5 years.
Not enough. So
90.
what? Double that? It's like 10 tops.
7.5. She could do 7.5 years.
But it's nowhere near enough. Nowhere near.
I feel like that's kind of about what we expected, though.
But it's not enough.
I mean, I agree it's not enough. But it is what it is, and she is getting sentenced, so what are you gonna do, right? Look, they could have just let her go with probation because they were really pushing for that. She's never been in trouble or done anything wrong before. And sometimes courts do eat that up.
Yeah.
So at least they heard Aaron and said, she's obviously ruined this man's life.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's going to be in there for 2.5 to 7.5 years. I mean,
Not
it's not the best, but at least she's going away.
agreed. But it's not enough.
Okay. But you can't focus on that. The sentence has been, dude, you don't know. She could appeal. She could try to appeal and get out at some point. It happens all the time.
God, I hope not.
But
I teared up. So, Aaron, I am so sorry for what you went through.
I mean, it's hard to see another man with my hairline go through that because I have the same hairline as Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bald guy thing.
Poor
I guess.
guy.
Yeah.
Mm,
So I'm glad we got to see it.
me too.
You know, I wanted to see how it ended, even though it didn't seem like people watching our channel really cared for it, but I did, and
Yeah. Same Z's.
started it here, so we will finish it here, and we
Well,
did.
That was a good day, minus most of that first video.
Eh,
But it wasn't the worst. So
me 3. 3 what? Yes. Okay. Anyways, we do want to go do some stuff today, and it's early enough to maybe get some go somewhere, do
Yeah.
something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But we are going to get out of here.
we are.
So I guess we'll catch you guys tomorrow.